Tensions are rising again between Israel, Iran, and the United States. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has stepped in to put the brakes on nuclear talks between the United States and Iran.
According to the Times of Israel and AFP on the 28th, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu expressed a strong stance on the Iran nuclear negotiations. At a press event held in Jerusalem the previous day, Prime Minister Netanyahu emphasized that only negotiations that completely eliminate Iran's ability to enrich uranium for nuclear weapons will have a real effect, and that it is essential to dismantle all of the infrastructure of Iran's nuclear program. He insisted that the only agreement we can accept is one where Iran completely loses its uranium enrichment capability, and insisted that the issue of Iran's ballistic missile production should also be on the negotiating table. Netanyahu then said, if the United States and Iran agree on looser terms than this, Iran will stall until the end of President Donald Trump's term, sending a strong warning message to the Trump administration. This statement is being interpreted as an attempt to directly influence the ongoing Iran nuclear negotiations by the Trump administration. In particular, it seems to be aimed at the fact that President Trump may rush negotiations with Iran to achieve diplomatic results. As his term is nearing an end, Iran immediately responded to this. Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, the representative for the nuclear negotiations, issued a statement through the SNSX, formerly Twitter, dismissing it as an issue that Israel cannot interfere with. Araghchi strongly criticized Israel's attempt at intervention, saying, it is shocking to see Netanyahu dictating what President Trump will and will not do regarding Iranian diplomacy. He also emphasized, Iran has a strong capacity to prevent interference from external forces, and we hope that the United States will also maintain an independent and firm stance. Araghchi also mentioned the possibility of a military solution. There is no military option, and any attack will be immediately and strongly responded to, he said, reaffirming Iran's firm will to respond. Meanwhile, Iran has repeatedly made it clear that, in negotiations with the United States, it will only discuss its nuclear program and the lifting of economic sanctions, and that its ballistic missile program will not be included in the negotiation agenda. Currently, the United States and Iran have concluded the third round of nuclear negotiations in Oman, and have agreed to continue the fourth round of talks in Europe on March 3. However, Prime Minister Netanyahu's recent remarks are likely to act as a new external variable in the future negotiation process. Both the United States and Iran are forced to make careful choices amid tensions.
The nuclear negotiations between the U.S. and Iran, and Israel's hardline intervention. The Middle East situation is once again shaking amidst a diplomatic war without an inch of concession.